By the time you're watching this, PlayStation has already gone live with their showcase, but as of this recording, I don't know what's going to happen. I decided it'd be kind of a fun idea to mix a predictions/reaction video into one, and so that's kind of what this is. The first half of this video is going to be my predictions, and then the second half will fast forward to current, and I will have my reactions to the presentation. Now, going through the very likely first, I think first thing to get out of the way is Spider-Man. I don't see how Marvel Spider-Man isn't there. Now, how it shows up, I would imagine it's probably going to show up in a longer trailer of some sort, maybe showing gameplay. I mean, it could be an extended trailer, maybe something like 3-4 minutes. I think there's a decent amount they'll show, but then I think they'll also get into more detail later in the year with some sort of a state of play. Now, next is Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake. I don't know anything about it, but I just know that I've heard a lot about it. With how many rumors have been going around, it almost seems like a foregone conclusion that it's going to be there. Next is The Last of Us Factions, or The Last of Us Multiplayer. There's been rumblings about it for a long time now, and they've actually even addressed it in different interviews, and so I would be surprised if Last of Us Multiplayer wasn't there. I think they're going to go all in on maybe some sort of extended trailer with maybe behind the scenes. They probably want to explain to players what kind of game this is. I mean, overall, I think there's probably going to be at least 2 or 3 of those talked about live service games that everyone's been mentioning, and I think this is probably going to be the main one that they're going to use to kick off that kind of trend. When it comes to third parties, I think some sort of Square Enix presence is a guarantee. Now, how that actually manifests, I'm not 100% sure. I think 16 might be there in some sort of small way, and maybe 7 Rebirth. Now, those are the only announcements or games that I think are a guarantee, or at least 95% chance. Now, this next section is likely, so these games I think will be shown, but it's hard to say if all of them will be shown. I think probably a couple of them will slip through the cracks or be pushed out to a later date. But the first would have to be Wolverine. Now, it's possible they might try to wait to show Wolverine until after Spider-Man 2's come out. I think there's a very solid chance that we get similar to kind of what Spider-Man was the last showcase, in that we just get like a kind of shorter minute-long CGI trailer to get you kind of more of a better idea of what the feel of that game's going to be like. In the blog post, they did mention that there will be VR titles. I think that it'll probably be maybe a solid 10 minutes of the whole presentation. One game in particular that I think could definitely be there is Team Asobi's next game, and I would have to imagine it's some sort of Astro game based off of Twitter posts and different kind of rumblings upon Cory Barlog's Twitter account. I think his next project has a good chance of being announced. Now, how early it is, it's hard to say, but I think there's a very solid chance we'll get an announcement. Next is Ghost of Tsushima 2, or whatever the sequel's called. I could see this game not being there just because it's probably still kind of early in development, or at least somewhere in the middle of development, but I think there's a very good chance it's there. I mean, unless they're in some sort of development hell, I would be surprised if it kind of escaped that 4 to 5 year window. But I think there's a very good chance that they'll at least announce it, even if it's not some sort of large trailer. Which takes me to Sony Bend. We haven't really heard anything from them. All we know is that they're working on a new game. And so I think there's a very strong chance that we'll see something from them. Let's see what it says here. It says, expect a glimpse into several new creations from PlayStation Studios, as well as spellbinding games from our third-party partners and indie creators. Based off of that kind of spellbinding term, I can't think of a single game in development that would apply to. So the only thing that makes sense is the Miyazaki game. I could be totally wrong, but it makes sense to me. So, but outside of that, those are my predictions. So let's fast forward here and see how wrong I am. Alright, so it's PlayStation Showcase time. So I'm curious to see what I get right and what I get wrong. But without further ado, let's just get into it. I'll show you some of the snippets of my reactions. Sometimes I wonder if Jim Ryan's even a gamer. I'm like, I can't tell if he's like a mobile gamer or if he's never once actually played his games for more than an hour. Be funny if it turned out he had platinums left and right. He just keeps his profile on private and then he just talks crap about Xbox. So a lot of these trailers so far I just don't have an opinion on. It's like they're so CGI heavy, I'm like neutral. I mean, I'll have to wait until I actually see the game to have an opinion. I'm like, this looks interesting, but I'm not like blown away because I just don't know how it plays. I don't know if this is a new announcement or not. I don't think I've heard of this game before. Looks like a blend between like a Sekiro, maybe a little bit of Ghost, oh, that's interesting. I mean, it looks cool. I don't know what this game is, but it looks pretty cool. Just kind of looks like, oh, this is Journey. Wow. Wonder if this is a port. What is this? Is it Journey? Wow. What is this, like a prequel? This is awesome. Wow, it's not the same, but... Huh, I wonder if this is a prequel. It's not the same developer as Journey, but looks like it has some common people or common team of some sort. Cat Quest Pirates of the Caribbean? What is this? Okay, so we're about 15-20 minutes in, and I haven't seen any heavy hitters, at least that appeal to me outside of that Journey spinoff or whatever that was. But I'm assuming they're just getting the hype going. They'll probably start putting heavy hitters in the back end of the showcase here. Looks like some sort of Minecraft Roblox VR game meets Grand Theft Auto. Okay, there's an ant. I feel like this is going to be something cool. It's Fable. It's coming to PlayStation. Nah, just kidding. You know, I think we're over a minute in and I still have no idea what this game is. Scary. Oh, it's the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. What? What? Now, who's it being developed by? I had a feeling this could be Metal Gear Solid, but I just like, with all the frogs and stuff, I was like, there's no way. You know, I always like indies when they get creative because they can't really rely as much on super crazy photorealism, so they have to get a little more creative with their designs, and sometimes they make some of the best like worlds as far as imagination goes. Oh, it's Final Fantasy. Yeah, I should have noticed that. I've never played a Final Fantasy game. It wasn't even until 15 came out that I knew that they weren't part of the same timeline. I'm debating if I should give this game a try. I'll probably wait till reviews come out just because it's just so... I have no connection to this franchise, but you know, if the review's good enough, maybe I'll give it a try. It's just, you know, these modern price tags are large barriers of entry. Okay, you gotta have the annual cat game. Well, I'm interested. Okay, the show's coming close to over. See if there's any big boys left. So they saved Spider-Man for last? Really? Okay, hardware. It's like a Wii U gamepad, but probably like twice the price. Spider-Man 2? Oh, Craven maybe? Oh. Okay, there you have it. Marvel Spider-Man 2. In all honesty, the showcase, Spider-Man looks great. The showcase as a whole, it was a little disappointing. I mean, it wasn't terrible. I mean, there's a lot of smaller games that you just don't really know much about that are coming in the next year or so, but then all the ones that kind of look interesting are just mostly just CGI trailers with no date, so I'm a little like about that. It'd be nice if there was a little bit more to be excited about within the near future. Like the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake looks cool, but like I didn't even see a date on that, so like I'm just kind of like, oh yay, fun, gotta wait years for a remake. But I mean, hopefully it just doesn't end up like KOTOR. Outside of that, I mean, you know, solid. Again, Spider-Man 2 is awesome. It looks amazing, so no complaints there. But yeah, so that was the PlayStation Showcase. I'm just gonna kind of forget about all those games until they're actually here and just focus on Spider-Man until September. So thanks for watching, and until next time, see ya.